People don't enjoy conflict and confrontation. That's understandable. So people try to avoid conflict. The result is immediate relief, but long-term it snowballs into something that creates more damage to results and to relationships. Learn to accept conflict as an integral part of your work and confront conflict early on. By confronting conflict, we can turn potentially destructive conversations into constructive conversations. Learn simple conflict resolution tools. They will really help you manage these situations more effectively.
There are several things that make it easier to deliver bad news to customers. Our choice of medium is one of them. What communication channel should we use? Most people find it easiest to communicate bad news in writing, in a ticket update, or via email. This, however, is most likely to result in frustration, misinterpretations, and very often escalation to management. I suggest initiating a live interaction, whether in person or telephone, Teams or Zoom, which has many advantages, including our ability to answer any questions that might come up, the option to share information that we wouldn't share in writing, and a more authentic display of empathy and care. Also, we can manage the damage by dynamically adjusting our message to suit the customer response. After this discussion, we can then follow up with an email or a ticket update that summarizes the new reality, not necessarily as bad news, but just as news.
I think we can all agree that one of the toughest parts of being in sales is handling objections, because in many cases the customer doesn't yet understand the value of our offering, but they don't know that. In their reality, they think they get it, and this is where handling objections can be tricky. If they feel any sense of conflict, like we're pushing against them, they might close up. So how do we handle an objecting customer without creating resistance? Well, one approach is to acknowledge and expand. So for example, a customer says, "It's too expensive." Acknowledge that. "Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?" Or, "Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it?" Or, "Well, I can see why you think that." See, we're making them feel good even as we're disagreeing with them. And then follow up with something like, "Let's look at it from another angle." Or, "I think there's a bit more to it." Or, "Well, my concern is," and then mention whatever they don't understand. So we acknowledge them, we make them feel good even as we're disagreeing, and we expand. We show them that while they do have some knowledge, there's just a bit more to it. When objections happen, avoid resistance with two magic words: acknowledge and expand.